Coming back at you yet again. Sick of me? Hope not. Hope you enjoy our visits. If you like them, go ahead, subscribe. Like I said, what I'm holding myself out to be is no smarter than anybody else, but I'm a purveyor of truth. And I think in today's day and age, there's a huge lack of truth in our society. From what we say and how we articulate our expressions of language with each other, to how we communicate, to what we buy, how we wear. I mean, if you don't believe me, look at anybody's profile online that you know personally. It's all bullshit. I said that before, the last video, how we're just surrounded by this bullshit, and the whole system's built on bullshit. So along those lines, you know, we hear a lot about the war on women and blah, blah, blah. And I want to address that a little bit first, is that, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you're pretty hard on women, Jim. I'm not hard on women in my videos. I'm not. I'm hard on diehard, hardcore New Age feminists. I mean, you're not fighting for equality anymore. You're fighting for the right to not shave your armpits. If you're down with that, hey, that's your business. But don't act like you're in this battle for civil rights. I'm a #1 advocate for women. What we're really not addressing in society is the war on machismoism. The war on testosterone, I like to call it. And there's going to be some forthcoming videos where I actually talk about the medical as well as societal implications of that, and what they've actually done to basically, you know, symbolically, in a lot of ways, physically castrate the male, the strong male wolf persona. And, you know, I think there's a bigger picture behind it, and we'll get into that in some other videos, but how that ties in with everything being full of bullshit and how it just surrounds us. You know, I mean, like I said, look at anybody's online profile that you know personally. Christ, look at my online profile if you know me personally, all right? You know, it's all bullshit, every bit of it. We got cars that look like sports cars, but they're not sports cars. I mean, we got minivans that are now categorized as a hybrid utility vehicle. I guess Grocery Getter wasn't selling, you know, and this rolls over and permeates right into the male persona. I mean, because a lot of these millennial males, I mean, they don't even know what a strong male is anymore. They, you know, they meet a few dinosaurs like myself, but they really don't know. And that's the end game, is that's what they want, is they want to recategorize and repackage masculinity. So the basis of this information right here is false masculinity. False masculinity. I mean, I've never even heard that term, right? Never heard it either. You're either masculine or you're not, right? It used to be that way, sure. Sure, absolutely. You're either masculine or you weren't. But today we've repackaged masculinity. Looks completely different than what it used to be. And a lot of the people that are subject and are victims of this false masculinity, in my opinion, they're not even aware of it. They're not even aware of it. You know, I like to liken false masculinity to vegan food. You know, you've got a burger that was made out of beans, but it's made to taste like a burger with bacon. That ain't a burger with bacon. You know, that's beans and soy, any way you want to look at it. And I mean, that's what we're coming to with masculinity these days. And, you know, if we don't battle back and push back, it's going to be gone. And the American male, primarily the American male, is one of the strongest mitigating influences in this world that we've ever seen. I mean, we conquered things that weren't supposed to be conquered. We went places that weren't supposed to be gone to. Not to take anything away from our female friends, but this melting pot that was America, that provided this headstrong, crash, brash, you know, gun-toting, you know, six-shooter wielding, that's all going out the window. It's all gone. A lot of other countries, especially the undeveloped ones, there's no lack of that. There's no lack of that. But here, Not only is it being pushed out and suppressed, like I said, we've repackaged it and we've changed masculinity, what it means to be masculine. Well, what are you talking about, Jim? I mean, I'll give you an idea. If you've got an armful of tats, full sleeves, both sides, dragging on the back, you think you're a badass because of it. But you had to pop 2 Xanax and drink a 6-pack of beer to endure the pain of those tattoos. You're a victim of false masculinity. You know, if you're growing your beard out because you think it makes you look rugged, but you get your eyebrows waxed every other Wednesday, you're a victim of false masculinity. If you're wearing combat boots and a tap-out shirt, but you got to make sure that you're home on time Thursday to make it to spa night with your woman, you're a victim of false masculinity. If you know how long you need to leave your leave-in shampoo conditioner, but you don't know how or how long to smoke a brisket or a rack of ribs, you're a victim of false masculinity, okay? These are just some examples, and we, like I said before, with some of these examples, we can go on and on and on and on. You know, if you're covered from head to toe in Keen and North Face and Columbia gear, you're looking like you're gonna about walk off the grid with Bear Grylls. But you live in downtown Manhattan, you know, you're a victim of false masculinity. So like I said, they're repackaging it, and it's just spinning, but it doesn't change what it is. It's not masculinity, it's fashion and popular culture and what they're trying to redefine masculinity as. If you're driving by in your big jacked up 4-wheel drive and you see that street crew working on the side busting their ass, and you're the first one to comment on how unfashionable those safety vests are, you know, you're a victim of false masculinity. If you're rolling down the street and you got your 10-gallon cowboy hat on and your Lee's boot cut and you got a pair of $240 nice cowboy boots on, and you stop at every honky-tonk you can to have a couple cold ones, and you live in downtown LA, you're a victim of false masculinity. If you spend your week trapped in cubicle number 8, and you had your back hair waxed last week, but on the weekends you get out on your hog with your other accountant buddies and hit the ice cream shops with your wives, you're a victim of false masculinity. If you sporting a top knot and a pair of work suspenders with a flannel shirt, but you've never hung a tool off your belt, and you're not a samurai, you're a victim of false masculinity. So I'm just trying to point out some of these subversive ideals, and I hope you appreciate them, because real masculinity is still out there if you look for it.